Nicholas Inn said the primary focus of a brand is to reduce our anxiety around making a choice. A brand exists to help you feel more confident buying that product. And if you don't believe that as a sentiment, consider this conundrum. Let's say you're not well and you need some medicine to bring down a fever. We've got an own brand product with the exact same active ingredient, and we've got a branded product that's triple the price. Which do you buy? Most people I ask, 9 times out of 10, they go for the own brand. It's the same stuff. Don't want to pay for the packaging. No worries. And then I say, all right, but what if it was for someone you loved and they sent you to the shops and they were unwell and you had to come back with the medicine? Would you buy the own brand or the brand? Still, at this point, people say, probably gonna go the own brand. I still trust it enough. It'll do. And I say, all right, now imagine you're in another country, you're abroad, and you've got a relative, let's imagine son, daughter, mother, father, they're unwell. Now are you buying the own brand or are you buying the brand? At this point I see people smile and they go, well, I'm going to buy the branded product. But you literally just told me it was the same active ingredient and you know you're just paying for the packaging. So why did you buy the branded product in this instance? The reason is certainty. You wanted to reduce your anxiety and the brand has promised you an outcome that you want to rely on in that moment. This is exactly the same for online business owners and online marketeers. It is so important because over the last 5 years, the world of online marketing and sales has changed. 4 or 5 years ago, you could build a sales page, make a promise, tell people what was in the program, and you would sell it. It was dead easy. You just literally told people about it and they'd buy it. Lately, it's not as easy to do that because people have bought products and maybe they've been good, but maybe they've been really bad. And also people are realizing that anyone can write anything on a sales page. And because it's not really a regulated industry, it should be, you cannot promise something that you're not going to deliver because it's not really regulated and there's no one auditing the sales pages against the delivery. People don't always deliver on their promises and customers are realizing the sales page and the promise does not always correlate with what you're getting as an outcome. Is that fair? So the question becomes, how do you overcome that? How do you help people have the confidence and reduce their anxiety and choose you from a sales page? The answer is profile. I'm telling all of my clients right now and anyone who comes into contact with me, build your profile. Honestly, and this is the crude bit, your profile directly correlates with your ability to sell. The better your profile, the clearer your profile, and the bigger your profile, the more money you're going to make. It's as simple as that. So in this video, I'm going to share with you the 3 things you have to master in order to build your profile in 2024 and beyond. Let's go. In order to build your profile, you first have to be able to answer this question. Imagine I'm a customer and I'm in the market. I want outcome X. What am I searching for? And then you are person Y. So I want outcome X, you are person Y. What is your customer's ultimate outcome that they are searching? That's X. And what makes you the perfect person to deliver it for them? That's Y. You must know the answers to that question. So for example, I help people build scalable 6-figure businesses. There's a few people doing that, teaching you how to get to 6 figures, build an online company, show up online, blah, blah, blah. That's not really what my customers are looking for. What I understand my clients are really looking for is they want to build a 6-figure business, yes, but ultimately they don't believe they can do it and they've tried to do it before and it isn't working. So what they're really seeking off me is 3 things, and this is actually what I sell in my content, in my offer, in my sales page and everything I do. The first thing they're seeking is confidence, and I give them confidence by showing the process, by telling people my story about how hard it was, about what I've overcome, about things that worked, things that didn't work, by giving away all this information. I'm giving them confidence by showing them the path. Your clients have got to see the route, see the path and go, I can walk it. So when someone goes, I used to be in 50K's worth of debt and now my life's perfect. Join my program and you can do it too. They won't join because they don't know what the steps are. And you've got to be careful with those steps. If you focus on the big, bold moves, they can't do those. You've got to go nitty gritty, break it down, what it takes. That's where your thought leadership content comes in. That's where your YouTube channel comes in. And that's even where your workshops and mini courses and longer form content, you've got to show people that you have a methodology that they can follow. The second thing I sell is support. So I don't say, right, here's the program, off you go, best of luck, can't wait to see you in a year's time. I don't do that. I go, here's the program, you get access for 2 years, winner. It's going to take you that long, don't worry about it. You're going to need that content. Secondly, fancy joining me live every Wednesday, 12 p.m. Bring me your work and I will review it. Email it to me, I'll review it live on the call. Ask me your questions, show me your mailer, show me what you're working on, show me a funnel, and I will give you feedback based on everything I know and everything I'm learning as an active business owner. That's support. Third thing I give people is community, accountability, a sense of being on this journey with other people, because I think one of the quickest ways to break your dream is to tell people who don't have the same dream as you. Nothing wrong with that. Each to their own. But if you keep telling people, oh, I'm tired and it's not really working, they're going to say, give it up, get a job, are you sure you can do it? How damaging is that when you're already on the floor? When you say to people, it's not working, I'm struggling, I think I'm going to give it up, you're not really asking them to agree with you. You're desperate for some reassurance, some confidence, some words of wisdom, and you don't get it. And you leave thinking, wow, okay, maybe I can't do it because they don't believe in me either. Not true. They don't believe in themselves. They don't think they can do it. They can't see how it's possible, and therefore they can't see how you can do it. They don't have a map, but you do. And you know what you're willing to do, and you know how gritty you are, and that you won't stop until you make it, like me. So don't ask people who don't have a dream what you should be doing with your dream. So the third thing I give people is support in a community of other people who are doing hard work, and we make the hard work seem normal. So when I say what is outcome X, I'm not like, oh, build a 6-figure business. Like, yeah, obviously that's the big outcome that they want, but what they're really trying to buy is confidence, support, community, a map, a process, advice, insight. That's what I wrap up and sell. So if you're going to do this exercise, please don't stop at the high level obvious statement that everybody can make. Go deeper. Who is your customer and what are they desperate for? You've got to package that up and give it to them. Okay, second thing we need to do is actually build profile, and there's 3 things that build your profile: resonance, presence, and range. Let's break these down and get into the details. Okay, when I say resonance, I mean that you are useful to somebody and aspirational to somebody. Let's say you're out networking and you meet someone and they happen to have the same hobby as you. Let's say you love working out, lifting weights at the gym, but you're a novice, they're a pro, and they give you some really great advice, or they share some stories that make you laugh and make you feel really motivated to go to the gym again. Do you go, oh, what an uninteresting person, we have no resonance, I will not follow them? Or do you go, hey, are you on Instagram, or can we connect? I'd love to follow you and see what you do. Boom, they've got you. They resonated with you because they added value. They were useful to you. That's the first thing. And if I could be really brutal and just ram this home, no one's going to follow you if you're not useful. Oh God, I said it. That is really harsh. That's the harshest thing ever. So if people come to me with their content and I look at their content, the first thing I get them to do is assess, how useful is that? Like, did you actually say something, or did you just say something? Like, I can share a motivational quote, or I can tell you, oh, if you want to build your brand, you've got to build your profile. That isn't actually useful at all. But if I break it down and show you what I mean by that and give you examples and inspire you and show you where to begin or make you think differently or give away insight and wisdom and a process, now you might go, oh, I feel like I've just learned something from this person. Subscribe, follow, like, okay? I want to see what else they can teach me, or I like to be in their energy. Sure, I'll give them a follow. Hint, hint, now's your chance to follow, like, subscribe. So when you're posting content, do not think, oh, tick a box, I have to post a reel every day. It's not enough. Maybe it was 5 years ago, but it's not enough anymore. Today, you've got to think, who am I trying to help and how can I be useful to them? So if you're thinking, well, Lisa, what do I post? Let me give you some ideas. Number 1, 10 questions your clients have right now. What would those questions be? Write them out, make the content. And the second thing you can do is think, there's people I can help, and I just want to kind of grab them by the shoulders and say, listen, this is what you've got to do. What are those 10 things? What's the truth of what it takes? What do you want to share? What do you want them to do? If you make those 20 bits of content, you are going to be a useful person to the people you ultimately can make incredible offers to, all right? It makes sense, doesn't it? That's the first part of resonance. The second part is being aspirational. When I say aspirational, what I mean is showing your life and showing the process. If you see somebody with a life that you want, but you can't have, you don't love those people, you resent them. And it's human nature, and I hate to say it, but it's true. When you really feel inspired by somebody, it's because they've shared something with you and told you, you can have it, here's how. So in producing your content, please, it really helps if you show behind the scenes in your life. Show the before, show the middle, show the after, break down the steps, show them behind the scenes. If you've had a bad day, talk about it, not that day, but a few days later. So I've filmed videos before where literally it's taken me 4 takes. I thought, I'm not going to quit, I'm not going to quit. It's hard making this kind of content, and that's all right. So when I tell my clients or my community, guys, here's the video, a few weeks later, this video took me all day, a few tears and a packet of crisps to finish, they find that inspiring. Like, oh, Lisa, I didn't know that you struggle with this as well. It looks effortless. Yeah, I know, because this is the final cut, guys. You didn't see what went into it, okay? So in order to build resonance, think about being useful by sharing content that actually helps and delivers an insight or wisdom or process. And the second thing is be aspirational by breaking it down, showing them behind the scenes, and show them how they can have it too. The second part of building profile is building your presence, and I do not mean post consistently on social media. Guys, that one is such a given. If you don't know that by now, where have you been? When I say presence, I mean 2 things. 1, a feeling of closeness, and 2, a feeling of timeliness. So when I say closeness, I mean people don't want to buy from strangers anymore. They are so interested in who you are and what you're into. I don't think 2024 is going to be a year of, oh, what are you selling? Which it has been. Honestly, it has been. I think 2024 and beyond is, what are you into? Who are you as a person? Show me your Instagram, show me your hobbies, show me what you're reading, what you're into, what you're doing in your life. So if you want to build rapport with an audience, yes, you can share content and sometimes that's enough, but I would really try and think about how you can let them into your life. You don't have to show them everything, like what your bed looks like and what your children are called. You don't have to give it all away, but you do have some hobbies, interests, activities that you could talk about online that could help somebody get to know you. Do you love going to the gym? Are you vegan or vegetarian? Do you travel to a certain place because it's got meaning for you? Are you renovating your property? Like, what are you doing that's interesting, different, cool that somebody could be attracted to? So if you don't think this is important, consider this. Let's say you find me on Instagram and you go down my feed and my Instagram is full of how to build a business, how to become a thought leader, how to write your content, how to grow on Instagram. For like 5 minutes, you're gonna be like, oh, this is useful, consume. On minute 6, day 6, you're going to think, wow, she's repetitive, this is boring, got it, unsubscribe. Because it's too teachy and preachy, it's not enough. You want to get a balance, and the balance I would suggest is 70% value add, and then I would break the other 30% down, 10% lifestyle, what are you up to? 10% your secondary content. For me, that secondary content is mindset, psychology, subconscious programming, and then third topic, whatever you like. For me, it's thought leadership. Break it down. What is the primary bit of content that is linked to your business, and then what can you share about your life? So my lifestyle at the moment, I'm sharing that we've bought a renovation project and I'm obsessed. I've tried to do as much as I can. Plastering, I'm leaving, not going to attempt that. And there's something else, stairs. I'm not allowed to carpet the stairs. Everyone tells me it's too hard, it'll hurt your knee. So I've done all the stripping, the painting, all of that. When there's a trade that's a little hard, like I'm not going to get up on the roof to reline the chimney, but if it's paneling on the wall, I'll do that. If it's painting the staircase, I'll give that a go. If it's putting laminate down, yeah, I think I'll have a bash at that. There's things I'll do and things I won't. I'm sharing that on my social media. So now let's say you find me. There's me out on a coffee date with my partner. Oh, didn't know that about her. There's me at the gym. Oh, didn't know that. It's the little insights of someone's life that keeps you there. So when thinking about your profile, when I say closeness, I mean, share useful information, please. We'll lead with that, but let someone into your life, show them what you're up to. And the other part of presence is timeliness. Now, I could be really obvious and say, if I was like, oh, here's a video on how to change your life in 2022, you'd think, I'm not going to watch that, Lisa. Like, it's 2024, give me a break. But if I said, here are my insights and predictions for 2024, you'd be interested in that. So timeliness counts. But here's the other aspect of timeliness people don't consider. If you've got a course or a program and you say it's all pre-recorded, it's instantly dated. It's instantly dated. On your YouTube channel, I don't think someone goes back to the content you produced a year ago. I think they want to know what your last 3 videos are and what's coming up. So in your programs, make sure that you've got some kind of live element. Maybe you sell a course and every week or every month or every quarter, whatever you like, you go live with the people who paid you and trusted you and deliver your latest insights and upload it to the vault. Doesn't that make it so much more relevant and timely and interesting and show that you care? I think that's really important. Last part of building profile is range. How far can you go? Two things. One, you get to pick the medium, and two, that medium can work for you. So in the first instance, when you're thinking of the medium that you want to create in, you do not have to make videos, you don't have to do a podcast, you don't have to write, you don't have to make graphics. You don't have to do all of them, but you do have to do one of them. For you to build a profile, you've got to create content. People have got to be able to find you and consume you and basically judge you. People are, oh, I'm afraid of being judged. You've got to be judged. They're judging whether you're a good fit. Chances are you will be. Give them a chance to find out by actually sharing content. And remember this, the thing that always helps me with this is never to think, oh, I have to make a video. That's gross. Instead think, I'm so lucky to use modern media to make a video that I can go and have a cup of tea with my dog. We drink tea together. Go and have a cup of tea with my dog. And that video can be working for me on YouTube, on Instagram, on my website, whilst I'm doing other things. I started my business before all of this YouTube, Instagram was a thing. If I wanted to sell out an event, I had to go to other events and tell people about it in person. If I wanted to win a contract, I had to go to the company's office and pitch in person. I don't do any of that anymore. In fact, and this isn't a boast, it's more about the opportunity. I haven't met 90% of my clients in person. Like, honestly, I haven't. I've spoken to a lot of them online and Zoom and training calls and one-to-ones and WhatsApp and things like that. But a lot of them, I would never have met them. They wouldn't be customers if it wasn't for online marketing. So don't think I have to, think I get to. And with that, just ask yourself, what would I be intrinsically motivated to create? What is the bit of content or the medium I would love to create in? Maybe you want to draw stuff and talk about it. Maybe you want to do a podcast. Maybe you want to interview people. You get to choose, pick something that will inspire you as much as other people, and let the creativity be part of the process. Build it into your business. Once you've chosen your medium, like YouTube, podcast, whatever, you can't do it all at once, but over time you can increase your capacity. So I film a video now. We film the video, edit it, and then at the end of the video, we extract the audio. That's what goes on the podcast. We add these to the website. That gives me something updated on the blog. I send it out to my mailer. That gives me content for my mailer. And I splice it up and take a few little clips, and that becomes my social media content. That has taken me years to build the capacity to be able to do that, honestly. And now I get a bit of help with editing. About 3 out of 4 of the videos and podcasts that you see or hear are edited by somebody else. About 1 a month I do, the one that I didn't get to them in time, basically. But one bit of core content becomes so many other bits of content. But the really cool thing is, with YouTube, for example, I've been working so hard to make content that's findable. So the folder in my files is called searchable content or searchable videos. Not just videos, searchable. And I've been studying what makes a video go viral on YouTube. And just recently, one has finally popped off. I've gone from 200 views, 300 views on videos, which was getting good, to one video popped off and at the time of filming has had more than 10,000 views and led to my subscribers going from 300 to 1,000. Insane. That isn't a result of one video. That is a result of years and years of trying, of studying and producing. That's the key. So the final part of building your profile is thinking about your range. So pick a medium that you will want to create in, feel intrinsically inspired to do it, bring creativity to the table, you're allowed, but also think about how that medium can help you. How can you be a little bit better at hashtags or the description or the thumbnail or the title of the podcast or the way the Instagram reel looks, so that it's more clickable, and when people join, they're more likely to stay. Just think about that. That's a skill to develop over years, truth be told. Okay, third and final part of building your profile is to create value. And we've talked about this throughout the whole video. It's baked in. And we've talked about this in the whole episode. It's baked into what you do, but 2 really fun considerations. The first one is a quote from Seth Godin, who is the granddad of marketing. He's written so many fantastic books. In his most recent book, The Song of Significance, he shared this quote, which I'm just going to read, and I love it. He said, "The work of significance embraces the very thing that industries are trying to stamp out. Significance is inconvenient." How fantastic is that quote? In the book, he talks about how things are mass-produced and everything's about speed and efficiency and it being perfect every single time. And I love buying something, knowing exactly what I'm going to get. The problem is, when you produce content, that work isn't mass-produced. It has mass reach, but it's still one person behind a camera filming that content. It's hard to do. It is hard to sit down, to set up the equipment, to edit it, to produce the thumbnail, to come up with the title, write the description. I know, I've done it for years, but you have to remember that you are trying to create something that is significant, novel, unique, interesting, standout. That is not a byproduct of mass production, is it? It's the opposite. For it to have significance and meaning and value, almost on an individual level, you have to sit down and apply yourself. So don't be afraid of the hard work, and be careful, because you're contrasting how much work this takes against a world that is moving increasingly towards mass production and repetition. So we all know about AI. AI is incredible, it can help us a huge amount. Just be careful, because AI isn't creativity. You, your magic, your purpose, your edge is what's going to make people connect with you. If your soul isn't there, people won't feel it and they won't consume the content. I was reminded of that at a recent event, the Hay House event, where they were teaching us how to write an incredible best-selling book. Brilliant day. The learnings I took away from that were life-changing. I'll link the episode below because it's well worth a watch. The point is, you can use systems, you can outsource. Canva's brilliant for making graphics and templates. Love all of that. Yes, you can use AI to generate title ideas and come up with your captions. Maybe get a bit of help from ChatGPT for ideas and inspo. But at the end of the day, remember, for your work to be significant, that is going to take graft and hard work. And don't be afraid of that. Don't think, oh, I'm making all this content, it's taken me so long, I should be growing my business. Making this content and making it well will grow your business whilst you're doing other things. Make time for both. And the last thing is this note about value. When it comes to selling, you've got to really ask yourself, how much credit have I got in the bank? So if you were to come up with a workshop idea now and email it to the people on your list, or tell the people in your community about it, how likely is it that they would buy? Do you have confidence of like, yeah, do you know what, Lisa, I know I'd make loads of sales because I keep producing content, I keep showing up, I email them every week, I get lovely comments and notes back, and I've got a good sense of a live, active community? Or are you gonna go, well, I haven't posted in a while and I don't really get much engagement, and I sold one before and it didn't really work? If that's the case, you have to be honest with yourself and say, I need more credit in the bank. We create credit by building our profile and leading with value up front to reduce the anxiety people have about buying from us. So focus on value. Lead with value in your content, lead with value with your customers, blow their mind, give them more than they have asked for, give back. They'll buy from you again, they'll give you a testimonial, they'll recommend you, they'll turn up and support you, they'll like and comment on the things that you share. It's so important. The more credit you have in your piggy bank, the more you can go out and sell in the future. We cannot just sell, we must lead with value and then ask for the sale. So that's it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit like, hit subscribe, leave a comment. I genuinely love to read them, and I reply to 99.9% of them. Some of them are unsavory and I don't reply to those. But also, if you're interested in this, I've just uploaded a replay of a recent workshop I did. It's about 5 hours in total of me teaching you how to build your profile and how to come up with the kernel of the marketing message and the offer that you're selling in 2024. I'll put the link below and you can go check it out. For now, over and out.